end of the day, you are still an entrepreneur, especially if you're independent. Because I don't work for anybody. Isn't nobody helping me? Isn't nobody paying my bills? Like, I'm doing this by myself at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, I can't depend on anybody. Because if not, then no one can depend on me.
That's right.
And then on top of that, when you start putting a team together, you have to pay these people too. So now they're depending on you. So it's like, you have to have some sort of discipline. You have to run like a business. You have to, like, you have no choice. You know what I mean? Like, I have my phone scheduled out every day. I wake up from 8 to 10. I'm editing a video for, like, on Mondays. And then on Tuesdays, I'm going through all my emails, making sure, like, I'm responding to brands. Like, I run it like a actual business, and then you have to stick to your calendar. Like, that's one thing that I be trying to, like, preach to people. I'm like, once you set a calendar for yourself, stick to it, because if you can't be loyal to yourself, you won't be able to be loyal to nobody else. And then how you expect to make money if you can't keep a routine up? You know what I mean? Because money is repetitive. Money only comes to those who work for it.
That's a Dalco record, baby. Big shout out to Corey Enemy.
What's
up,
Corey
my
Enemy?
partner, you know what I'm saying? Yo, it's your boy Dallas Austin in the building. Another episode of Mind Over Music, the best music podcast that you don't ever be able to see and hear. I got my man DJ Casanova that's with me on the ones and ones. I call the ones and ones the iPhone music, you know what I'm saying, instead of the ones and twos, man. What's up,
it's
bro?
simple, man. It's digital. I got the DJ need my board.
You don't even need it no more, man. That's crazy. I remember when people used to carry crates and crates of records around. Like DJ Ruckus used to walk around with crates of records.
Man,
and
shout
now
out to
you got,
Ruckus,
like,
man. That's legendary.
30,000 songs in your computer.
You got to
know
put
what
in
I'm
that work, man. That was a real DJ grind. Salute to everybody who did that.
I mean, it's all kind of jobs
That's
now
respect.
that people can access on their own, like even being an artist or even being an influencer, for that matter. You know
and
what
a lot
I'm
of artists influence. You know, and a lot of influencers, like if you have a fan base and you have a following, you know, sometimes the labels will come to you.
What's crazy is you go to the influencers to get them to promote a record that you have on your label. Like a record company is calling a marketing company saying, hey, can your influencers take this record for me? But the thing is that the people that's watching those influencers with millions and millions of views, whatever, they're liking that person. So it's a trip that you send your music to a person that everybody else is liking.
And they feel more relatable too, I think, a lot of the times when you're dealing with influencers, because they feel like, oh, they're in their bedroom, they're in their bathroom, I can do that.
Yeah, and you can, because you have access between loading up your own music like you can on DAD or some of the other DIY platforms. But you can load up your own music, you can take your own videos, you can shoot your own pictures, and all this stuff is a product that now wasn't like that before. Artists didn't have that much access to be able to do as much as they do, and let alone have brands want to hire you to talk about them on their Instagram.
Talk about it. Yeah, talk about it, because that's an industry in itself.
That's an industry in itself. It's crazy. We got a guest today, though. We got a guest that's fly, you know.
Yeah.
She does a lot of different stuff like that. She's an influencer. She's one of our artists, actually, that we work with.
Definitely. Hands on. Shout out to all the work we did.
Shout out to all the work we do, man. And all the things we try to get done. But before we bring her out, make sure you subscribe.
Like, comment. Turn on your notification bell. Make sure you get the post early.
You know how to do it. All the YouTube stuff you be doing, you know what I'm saying, for the podcast.
Definitely.
You know? So today we got somebody super special.
I can feel it, I can feel it. We both made a bad decision that won't last. I can feel it, I can feel it. Ho, sit down.
Said left him on red, he know I'm above average.
Nothing bust down on your man, he not in my tax bracket.
Crash the Benz in a week, we elite, plus I'm flat sheet. Bitches mad, but I don't give a fuck, I'm a savage.
You surprised, cause I switch up on these hoes, now I'm rapping. Shit too easy, I do this for fun, I'm relaxing.
Cause daddy buy me anything I want, ain't gotta ask him.
Bitches fuck with niggas, they be broke, so quit the cap.
What up? So we got a special guest tonight, right? You know I like to feature artists, especially the artists I think that are new and dope at the same time. But you know, this one is really special. She's been in the Forbes 30 under 30. She's been in, I don't even know how many magazines and how much, you know, she's got over 3 million TikTok followers and over 500,000 Instagram followers. And not only that, we're working together right now on projects that are out, like the Dalco project. We're working right now on her project, you know. So without any further ado, welcome to the set, It's Kaelyn Kastle. What's up, Kate?
Hey, nothing. Just vibing.
You looking very Bermudian today.
Thank you. I'm giving island vibes always.
What's the scene like over in Bermuda? Like, what's the music scene like over there?
The music scene, I would say the music scene definitely needs some help, but there's a lot of talent over there. I would say it's more like on the vibes of reggae and soca music. It's just giving you...
So you grew up with all that?
Yeah, that's what I grew up on.
I like the way you incorporate it because it doesn't seem that obvious, but it's there.
Yeah, it's still there. I like to hide it in there.
What is when did you come to? How did you get here? Like to America? What was your transition coming from there?
My transition was a little rocky. So I came over first, and I was going back and forth for a little while. Then I was here for a while. Then I got deported. Then you helped me come back.
We had to get her back because we had to get stuck. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, like it's you know, it's always been love in these States, though. Like, this is where most of my following is, so I had to come back over here and show some love.
I always ask people this on the show, like, the first record that made you feel an emotion, that made you feel like, I gotta do this, or it made you feel sad, or made you feel anything when you heard it?
I would say Falling by Alicia Keys.
Okay.
Yeah, I was, like, obsessed with her growing up. Like, I loved Alicia Keys. I still love her.
She's
like,
amazing.
She's amazing. She's so talented, and she's just so chill.
And so from that point, you knew, how old were you then?
I heard that record. I must have been like 4 or 5. I was young, but I used to like sing that record everywhere. I love that.
Did your parents know you were like singing like that coming up?
So the crazy part is like my parents, like they say that they always knew I was talented, but my grandmother used to always be like, she can sing. Because I used to always sing at my grandmother's house. And she'd be like, no, this girl could really sing. Like, she could sing for real.
But was your family supportive of, like, you coming here?
To the States?
Do music? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they was definitely supportive. I feel like mostly because I had done so much in Bermuda already that they was like, okay, she can definitely go over there and be all right.
You've been here for a while. You've been working. And then you guys, you know, he had the collab studios and the collab house and work with a lot of brands. How did your parents feel about that? Do they feel like they're... Because I see you sometimes on your Instagram, you be like...
My parents are supportive. Like, I think they're more excited about the journey because the journey's been dope.
Yeah.
Like, it's been, you know, some hardships along the way and stuff. But for the most part, like, everything that I've ever done has helped me support my family as well. So I feel like they have no choice but to be supportive because, you know, when you're making way for you and them, they're kind of just like... They're like, she's doing what she's got to do to get where she's going. Like, they understand the process for the most part.
Kaelyn, your phone goes off 24/7. I never seen nobody's phone go off more than yours.
I got hoes calling like young nigga phone. No, I'm joking. No, I
Do
don't.
you ever have people like, because you be all those sexy on your Instagram pictures and stuff. You don't have no creeps?
Oh, I have hella creeps. So I moved apartments like twice because at my first apartment when I first got out here, there was like someone kept calling me on the call box. And then my second apartment, it was like at the concierge downstairs, someone kept asking like if I lived there, and they was like, we can't tell you that, sir. So yeah, I have creeps all the time.
How do you,
I mean, creeps everywhere.
You know, certain brands you think that fit you. Is there certain brands that you choose or they come to you? How does that work when it comes to being an influencer?
Yeah, the marketing, the digital marketing side of it. Honestly, I like working with brands. It's been fun. It's been like a dope experience, especially like since I'm an artist as well. I've gotten to like experience that side of it because I know a lot of artists are trying to figure out how to work with brands or how to build their engagement. And for me, it's just been so different because, you know, like, when I was like, okay, in order to get my music popping, I need to be an influencer, I like took that route and I was like, okay, I need to, because whatever I do, I'm going to try to be the best at it regardless. Mm-hmm. So I was like, all right, I'm going to jump into this and see if I can achieve everything I can achieve over there, and did. But yeah, no, I like working with brands for the most part. Some of them be a little bit like trying to tell me what to do because I'm not good at working with rules. Yeah. Like, I don't live by rules. I live by what I live by. So it's been different trying to like abide by what they want, but at the end of the day, it's like we're all here for the same result. We're here for views, engagement, impressions, clicks.
Speaking of that, like views, sales, engagements, impressions, and clicks. Like, how did you build that up? How did you get to the point where you knew what you were doing at it?
I mean, everyone is, I would say everyone's in the same game but different categories. So once you figure out like what your niche is, it work like you kind of know how to feed it, you know what I mean? Like especially when you start building an audience, you're like, okay, Kaelyn Kastle fans like Skin, Kaelyn Kastle fans like my vocals, Kaelyn Kastle, like you know what your fans like, and you just feed them that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like when it comes to making a viral video, I tell people all the time, I don't try to make videos go viral anymore because it becomes very exhausting. But when I do need to go viral, I know how to go viral.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's a job, and some people like to do it every day, but at the end of the day, it's very exhausting.
I was saying the same thing on one of the other podcasts. I was talking about like actually being an artist for real, like even without any help from anybody, got to be exhausting if you're doing it on your own the right way, because you got to keep up with everything. You got to have your TikTok channel, you got to have your
Instagram, your
Music,
YouTube, your Apple, your Spotify. Like you have to constantly check everything. And people always be like, oh my goodness, this girl's always on her phone. But it's like, I'm always working. Like I don't stop working. It's either I'm editing a video, talking to other, social media influencers, trying to figure out like who my next collab is, when I need to do a next collab, or like looking at my Spotify numbers, figuring out when I need to drop another song, figuring out where my song is streaming most, figuring out if I should do something over there because that's where it is streaming most. Like it's a lot.
To me, that's the ultimate artist.
You have to have ADHD though to do it.
Well, I think most people today either got it or got to deal with it because there's so many options on stuff. But like, I see artists that didn't come from. I see artists as artists and talented and everything else.
Yeah.
But super hard for them to do that. Super hard for them to keep up. Like keep up with this social.
It takes discipline there. Like that's one thing that I try to tell people all the time. Like people like, oh my goodness, it just seems like I think people think that I just be posting just to post, but everything that I post is very intentional. Like it's all planned. Like what I'm posting this week, I already planned out last week. You know what I mean? So it's very intentional, and you need some sort of discipline in order to stick to it. Because like I work like a businesswoman, like because being an artist at the end of the day, you are still an entrepreneur, especially if you're independent. Because I don't work for anybody. Isn't nobody helping me? Isn't nobody paying my bills? Like I'm doing this by myself at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like I can't depend on anybody, because if not, then no one can depend on me.
That's right.
And then on top of that, when you start putting a team together, you have to pay these people too. So now they're depending on you. So it's like you have to have some sort of discipline. You have to run like a business. You have to, like, you have no choice. You know what I mean? Like I have my phone scheduled out every day. I wake up from 8 to 10. I'm editing a video for like on Mondays, and then on Tuesdays I'm going through all my emails, making sure like I'm responding to brands. Like I run it like an actual business, and then you have to stick to your calendar. Like that's one thing that I be trying to like preach to people. I'm like, once you set a calendar for yourself, stick to it, because if you can't be loyal to yourself, you won't be able to be loyal to nobody else. And then how you expect to make money if you can't keep a routine up? You know what I mean? Because money is repetitive. Money only comes to those who work for it.
That's right.
So yeah.
See, I love that. I love that knowledge you just dropped right there. I hope a whole bunch of artists hear that, because having a distribution company and stuff and seeing you shoot your own videos, take care of all your own stuff, it's inspiring for someone else to work with you, because you want to help somebody that's trying to help themselves. You feel like social media, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Like, you see, I'm trying to tell people sometimes you can probably see stuff you don't like, see stuff you do like. How do you stay away from like reactions to that?
The thing is, when it comes to social media, I feel like not everyone's gonna like you. You know what I mean? Once you get across that obstacle, you kind of just chilling for real. Like, I really don't give a fuck at this rate, because it's like I've been through the phases where people's talking hella shit about me, where I'm being dragged on the internet. Like, I've been there, done that. And it's like social media, like what I've learned is that it's so oversaturated, especially now in 2023, and I'm still super young. So it's like, it's oversaturated. You're in today, you're out tomorrow. People ain't even gonna remember it. Maybe someone will, but if they do, who gives a fuck? Like, build something bigger.
Yep.
If you build something bigger, they're gonna remember the bigger thing and not the thing that was small that they was, taunting you about in the past.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah, you can't.
KK.
You can't be sitting over here stressing yourself out. One thing about me, I'm not stressing myself out about nothing.
What's your go-to for song right now? Like, I've worked with you a lot of times on songs, and Do you write personally? Like, is it about somebody or somebody's, or like, is it just a...
Everything I write is, so originally, okay, so the crazy thing is, I was signed a while ago, and it was like, when I was signed, I used to have such a hard time trying to figure out like how to sing songs or whatever. But now I feel like I'm lived a little bit more, so now I can write from like personal experiences. Like, it took me being heartbroken to get like a great record. It took me being like a hot girl to write about that shit. It took me, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, for sure.
I'm lived it. And then sometimes I could listen, like now that I'm a little bit older, I could listen to other people's songs and be like, other people's experiences and be like, okay, I'm gonna talk about this today because I feel that if that was me. But yeah, like, it's definitely different as time goes on. And I feel like I'm becoming more experienced with writing, and my pen's definitely getting so much better. Like, I feel like my pen is sick now, so.
Well, sick pen. Yeah, we had the pleasure of working a lot of records together, like the Dalco records. So different from the other songs, and the other songs was so different from other songs. What's your favorite genre of music, or do you like all of them? Like,
I feel like I appreciate every genre that I step into, which is why I feel like I dominate every genre I, participating in. But at the same time, my favorite genre is always going to be pop. Like, I'm a pop artist. I don't know. I just like that. I want to be international,
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and I am international, so it's
Yeah,
like,
I'm about to say,
I feel like that's what
I don't
I
think you
listen
have an
to.
option.
So yeah, I ain't really got an option at this point, but I make worldly music.
Your accent is insane.
Thank you.
It's like it's sound like you're from London halfway. Then he's from the islands, another part of it. Does everybody talk like that?
Yeah. I feel like it gets worse depending on like what part of the country you're from. So yeah, depending on where you're from, it sounds a little different, but it gets stronger.
Living here and then going back over there, them seeing you on socials and stuff. Do they start you out over there?
Yeah. So the crazy part is like, I just took April back home. My manager April. I just took her back home, and she was like, "Oh my goodness, they love you so much over here." And I was just like, I'm glad they do, because it took a while. Like, and it's so crazy because my father sent me this article of this little girl. It was like in the paper, and she had done an interview, and I had nothing to do with the video about whatever they was interviewing her about, nothing at all. And she ended up bringing my name up, saying how like she feels like she can go somewhere because she thinks I'm going somewhere. And it's like, it's crazy because in my head, I ain't going nowhere yet. Like, I'm still got so much farther to go. But it's nice to know that, people feel like I'm making way for them at the end of the day, because ain't no one really made
Yeah,
them.
that's inspiring. I mean, I know how that is coming from even Columbus. Like, to show them that it can exist and that it can happen. That's a whole nother. How did you meet Keith?
Keith?
Yeah.
So I was going viral on the internet.
So Keith is Keith Dorsey.
Keith Dorsey.
Collab Studios, who is Kaelyn's partner. And they have a social media, basically marketing company that does really, really great work. So big shouts out to the Collab Studios. How did you guys meet?
So I originally was going viral on the internet, and I was cool with Robbie because I had collabed with Robbie. But the thing is, like, when I first started going viral, everyone was like, this girl doesn't collab with anybody. She's so stuck up. Like, people thought I was so stuck up. And I was. I'm not even going to lie. I was. It wasn't like an arrogant thing. It was more so just like I don't know anybody. I'm kind of just to myself type of thing. And I was going viral with Myron Jewel, who he used to do comedy and I would sing. And like, we was hella viral. Like, when I tell you we was viral, you open every app, you used to see us.
Was that like Vine days, or was that after?
No, this was
Snapchat?
after Vine. So it was kind of like we was getting viral on everything: Instagram, Twitter, like you name it. TikTok wasn't even
He was
around
doing
yet,
comedy
because
and you was
TikTok
singing?
didn't come around until like 2019.
Yeah.
But yeah, we was getting viral, and Keith reached out and was like, I know you know Rob, but I would love to sit down with you. And Keith was actually like I had already downloaded TikTok, but I wasn't really posting on it. I had downloaded it like 2 days before me and Keith linked up. Crazy part about it. And he was like, you need to get on TikTok. He's like, this is the app that's going to be next. And he did a meeting. There was a bunch of like viral people in the room, and we did the meeting. Trey Bills was in the room. That Boy Funny. Robbie was there. Like, he had like gathered like everybody on socials, Wo Vicky, and he sat us in a room and was like, you guys need to get on TikTok. And I promise you, if you get on here, there's going to be a lot of success for you. The week I got on TikTok, I got 100K followers in the first week. Damn. And, yeah, it was just, that's how I met Keith. And then from there, he started sending me, like, little promos here and there. Like, you know, just putting money in my pocket. Like, fresh on the internet. Just putting money in my pocket.
Now,
and then
y'all got the
collab crib.
Yeah, you had the collab crib first, and nobody was doing that. Like they had like influencer houses out in LA, and places like that. But nobody was doing that out here, and that's how I met you guys. Actually, because that's how I met Keith.
You already knew me.
I knew you, but I met him. You know, kind of coming down to the house and seeing like all different influences. In their own room, influencing their own brand or product, and I was like, "Dang, this dude got it. This is a great idea." And he's a smart guy. So the way that you guys have grown that place now.
We got a studio now.
Got a studio now.
Yeah.
Got your office now.
Got my office.
Kaelyn got her own place to shoot her own videos, her own content, 24/7.
Exactly.
And that just shows you the power of believing in yourself, really, and doing self work. You make it hard for I look at other artists or other people, you know, I'm like, dang, are they working that hard, or are they working as hard as Kaelyn? And I know you have artist friends like that too. Do you feel like, you know, do you still feel like yours is, you know, the amount of energy?
I don't feel like anybody that I know gives as much energy as I give.
Yeah,
honestly,
I don't feel like anybody.
I don't know anybody else that is giving this much energy. If you want to be completely honest, I would like to meet some more because. I need a support group at this point. But yeah, no, like I don't think I know anybody that like goes as hard as I do. And a lot of my friends that are artists tell me all the time, they're like, I don't know how you do it, because if they didn't have like label support or whatever, they wouldn't be doing what I do.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy because like a lot of people often meet me and they think that I'm signed already because of how I'm like moving things around. But I'm always been the type of person that because I know that like when I got to a certain point, I was like, I don't know why people always think that they have this save me mentality, like someone's gonna come and save them. Yeah. Like this isn't back in the day, you know what I mean? No. Like this isn't the early 2000s where someone's gonna come and pick you up and be like,
yeah,
oh, I'm gonna make you the next star. This ain't how that works. You have to make opportunity for yourself.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that's why when I get money, I invest it back. And then I always see a return. So I don't know about anybody else, but I see a return because I know how to read numbers at the end of the day, and I know how to make some shit shake.
See, that's smart, though. You got to be smart with your art. And I like that about seeing you focus like that, because just because a lot of times you're an artist doesn't mean you're smart with your art and smart with your like decisions with it. Do you think that being a part of the business like that and dealing with the brands and all that has taught you different things about business?
Yeah, I feel like dealing with brands has definitely taught me a lot about business. It's like been my experience kind of firsthand, because before I had Keith or anybody else, I was doing it all by myself. Yep. So it's like by the time we moved into collab crib, I was still super young and we was all like in there, but it was kind of like we're all kind of on the same level because we're all in the same house, but at the same time, it's like I know a lot already. You know what I mean? And whatever I'm going to try to double it, triple it, expand it.
Yep.
Like, I'm using this as a stepping stone. I'm not using this as a quick come up. You know what I mean? This is my stepping stone to get to the next level, which it worked.
Do you see growing the agency also in the, you know, do you want to keep that in your future, even?
What, with like collab studios and everything?
Well, just what you guys are kind of building. You know, you start taking off like you're gonna do.
I mean, I feel like the thing about when it comes to making money,
because you're so
you
smart
need to have
definitely
like you need to have a lot of avenues to make money in order to be successful. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't ever want to be down again because I've been down. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be there again. So if I could keep every little avenue that I have to stay up, I'm going to keep it. Even if I'm not running it myself, my goal is always to like set the best foundation that I can, so that since there is a foundation there, I can put other people in place to run it. Like people always say like, okay, for example, like Elijah, you know Elijah. Elijah started off as my assistant. Then he moved into web design. Then he moved into creative directing. And it's like, now he's doing campaign management. So I'm like, okay, campaign management, cool. You could run the campaigns at the studio and me and Keith ain't got to do this shit no more.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and then now we're moving a new girl named Chelsea in that I've been working with for like the last year. And she's also going to assist Elijah in campaign management. So it's like, you put the things in place to help you keep the business running as well as putting money in other people's pockets at the same time.
I like that. That's back into the community. I started doing that a long time ago with DARP and the producers we would have, like Press Play Jose. What's up, Press Play? Pat.
Yeah, I love Press Play.
So I love to see that happening in the way it's happening now, because I see how many people y'all employing and getting even some of the ones that still don't get it in that way, and they still making money and everything. They still been an influencer.
Yeah.
But it's still a job for everybody.
Yeah, it's still a process. I mean, but I feel like people need to learn how to trust the process, because I feel like people feel like you jump on board and you're automatically supposed to get paid, and that's not how that works. You need to put in time because like. I'm still explaining to like people on my team at this point. I'm like, sometimes I don't take home anything. I just try to make sure that y'all get paid. You know what I mean? So that's a part of being a boss at the end of the day. Like, I'm going to make sure that we're making money in other ways, but I'm going to always make sure that my team is paid, and I'm going to always make sure that the experience is great for my audience. So once you get them two aspects done, and then putting in the hard work and the work ethic.
What would you say one of the hardest things you had to overcome is?
Overcome in general, like as far
Just
as what?
general.
In general, the hardest thing I had to overcome was my mama being sick and then me being deported at the same time. But I feel like it wasn't that hard because I was prepared. And I tell people this all the time, like, prepare for the worst.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if you don't know what you're preparing for, always stay prepared. Because if I wasn't in a position financially that I was, like, I wouldn't have been able, like, obviously I was preparing my finances for something completely different. I was preparing my finances to pump right into my marketing for music. But then my mom got sick and I was like, but I had it. You know what I mean? Like, and if I didn't, the outcome would have been completely different.
Yep.
So I feel like that was my hardest thing that I had to go through.
I'm always like a no pain, no gain person, because you learn life lessons through different things. It's not just one thing that applies to it. So many different aspects of it. But let's talk about what we're doing now. So we got records. You got records.
Hella records
He's always
coming.
recording. Big shout out to Renzi.
Yeah, shout out to Renzi. Shout out to Dallas and Sype and Eric.
And Eric. Big shout out to y'all too, the whole squad. We've been working on
and Press Play because he said he's coming back.
Come on back, Press Play. Stop playing, man. Yeah, we're working on it too. It really is the most exciting project to work on because, like I said, just so versatile too. And anything we start to come up with or do, it's like you find your way, like through it, whatever it is, whatever type of music it is.
Yeah.
You ever had anybody come to you and be like, "That you talking about me in this record?"
Oh my goodness! So the crazy part is that happened to me like 2 days ago. That happened like 2 days ago, and I was just like, "Mind your business."
Was it him? Was it right? Oh, you can't say right now.
What do you mean?
Okay, yeah, we can't say. We're gonna leave it vague.
I be popping my shit, and I feel like I love that about the music though. Like right now, and I mean a lot of the records that we're working on right now, they're not gonna come out until like a little while anyhow. So I'm enjoying like writing about my experiences, even sitting down with you in the studio and just telling you like what I've been dealing with, or just like who I've been dealing with, or how I've been dealing with.
You got episodes all the time.
Yeah, like my life is a movie. My life is a movie.
Fun, though. I like living vicariously through you, like looking through the lens of Kaelyn. It's funny. What do you want people to take away from you as an artist and from music, like when they hear your stuff?
When people hear my music, I want them to feel something, because I feel like right now a lot of their music is just like, I'm not saying it's bullshit, but it's just
bullshit.
It's kind of bullshit. Yeah, like I want people to feel like, you know, like it stopped time. Like this was a moment. And just because this is a moment, I don't want them to feel like it's stuck right here. I want them to feel like it can go somewhere with them. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I want
for
people to feel like I felt when I was recording it. Or I felt like when I was cutting.
You sing like loud.
Yeah, I do sing loud as hell.
And powerful. What you so small, how you get what does all that power come from in your voice?
I don't know. So the crazy thing is I grew up in like the Seventh-day Adventist church. So I worked with this choir director and musician named Owen Simons. And he's like a legend in the Seventh-day Adventist church. Like, even in the States. And it's so crazy to me because I just learned that the other day. Because someone out here was like, you know Owen Simons? And I'm like, yeah. Like, he was, when I was in elementary school, he was my choir director. And, or even like all the way up until the middle school. And I got to work with him the other day again because my cousin passed. He was murdered. And it was just like, he decided to be the choir. He was like, I'm going to bring the choir to the funeral and I want you to sing. And he was like, I haven't worked with you since you was a little girl, so I would love to work with you again. And I was like, okay. And he was like, oh my goodness, it's so crazy to see how much you grow. Did he teach you
the confidence in singing that way?
He taught me everything for the most part. I mean, I'm had other people along the way. I feel like I learned everything. I mean, I've learned something from everybody.
Yeah.
Like, I've learned stuff from Divine. Like, Divine's taught me stage presence and how to be comfortable. And Divine taught me, like, how to dance and sing at the same time.
Me and Divine has done that for so many years. It's crazy.
Divine's development program.
We started doing this.
A1.
We stared doing this in...
A long time ago. A long time ago.
We went to high school together. We used to just skip class. Me and Divine used to be out there in the hallway. But when I first started doing Another Recreation and all that stuff, Divine was dancing at Jelly Beans with us. So like,
I don't know what that is, but Iggy.
Yeah, it was a skating rink. But he became the artist developer, the choreographer, the artist developer for all the things for ABC, for Sammy, for Monica, for TLC. That's kind of how our little system worked around here. So
yeah,
it's crazy that you went through the Divine program too.
Yeah, and it's so crazy how I met
Divine.
Divine met me on like a random trip to Bermuda. He came to Bermuda.
He knows some stars that do when he see them. I mean, we had Akon signed a long time ago, and I had to do Akon. Akon was on Free World, but Divine has been finding.
Yeah, no, Divine's are great. Like he's so dope and he's so chill, and like even to this day,
you have had some form of artist development in that sense.
Yeah,
and that's what comes out. People don't think that's important still, but that's so.
No, artist development is so important.
It's such a difference, even whether you're in interviews or performing live or whatever else, but you're really comfortable on that stage, huh?
I love this stage. The stage is my favorite place to be. I love moving people.
Did you but you ever how do you handle that when you do a show? Like say if you go to the show and do you get nervous when you go on stage, or do you get like...
I don't get nervous. That's the crazy part about it. I feel like I've learned to read the room so well. Like, my biggest thing right now is like, you ought to make someone feel uncomfortable in order to get them comfortable. You know what I mean? So if the room is quiet, because like being a new artist, sometimes you step on stage and people don't know who you are. So you have to let them get to know you a little bit. Make them uncomfortable. Look at them. Pick the most uncomfortable person in the room and look at them right in their eyes and be like, do this with me. And once you got them moving, then that's so. You know what I mean? Or just be yourself on stage. Like, I enjoy getting on stage and just, like feeling out what the crowd's going to be like. Because obviously everything's scripted and everything's planned to a certain extent. But you got to know, like I said, how to read the room, how to change your setup. And your DJ or whomever is pressing the buttons needs to know how to do that shit too. Because if not, then you're going to be stuck. Big time stuck. And you don't want to be in that predicament.
You ever got stuck on a show?
Stuck on a show?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever gotten stuck on a show.
Sometimes the music go out, the sound go out.
Oh yeah, I've had situations, but I'm very great at improvising. Like, and I can sing too, so I feel like that helps. Because I feel like a lot of people, I mean, I'm not saying that a lot of artists now can't sing, but a lot of them can't. So it's like, that's one of the parts, like okay, like for example, the Sayari show the other day, when I had gotten in that bad accident, I had to change my whole setup.
Oh yeah, hold on, wait, that's another thing.
Me and Castro sat down for hours and made this set perfect. And then I got in this accident.
It wasn't an accident. That car was flipped. It was total.
Car was flipped over twice, total. Couldn't walk. Neck hurt, back hurt. Everything hurt. And I still had, I didn't have to do the show. They gave me the option to cancel. But I was like, people saying they done bought tickets and drove her.
All of us
I'm not canceling.
You can't do a show. You just flipped
I don't care. I'm doing the show. So I did the show. And it was like, I was like, the thing is, I know I'm not going to be able to dance and jump across the stage, but I know I can sing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I know that I can sing, and I know that every time I sing, people be like,
yeah, for sure.
Like, every single time. It's never not happened, you know? So I was just like, I guess we're going to go back to the basics. Sit my little ass down and sing. And people still loved it. Like, so
Yeah, it came
Y'all don't know how to improvise. Y'all don't know how to roll with the punches at the end of the day.
Man, you dropping a lot of artist gems on here that if you just listen to even 5 of those gems, you can change your life because, the schedule is important, the work ethic is important, the creativity is important, and the business is important. That's why we look at it mind over music, because it's always something else to it, and that's not just the song.
Yeah, it's
That's
not just
behind it.
the
There's
song.
so much stuff that goes behind it.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, I appreciate you coming by the show, coming by the set. It's time for us to go to work. Gotta get to the studio. Sure. We gotta give a big shout out to Timberland. We ain't talking about this part. She that's how, I got a call from Tim one day. He goes, yo, you get your girl? I was like, yeah, Kaelyn. He said, yeah. I said, yeah, we just finished these 2 Dalco songs. What we doing? Well, she bad. What we doing? So, how did you meet Tim that day?
I was on live one day, and then I don't know, it had gave me a suggestion to like go live with other people. So I was just like, whatever, I'm press the button. It said Timberland. I was like, whatever, I'm press the little button. And he does like this little like Timberland idol, that's what he calls it, on TikTok.
Yep.
So I was like, I'm gonna just press the button. He ain't gonna add me. This man adds me to the live. And then he is like, but the thing is, no one else on the live would turn their camera on. I turn my camera on because I don't care. Like, you can see me. But yeah, he is like, okay, what you doing? And he said he was having a bad night. Like, there was no good music. Everyone was trash. And he adds me to the live randomly. And he is like, what's your name? Where you from? What you do? Like, and I was like, my name is Kaelyn. I'm from Bermuda. And I sing. And then he is like, you gonna play music or you scared? And I was like, I'm gonna play music. And then I was like, okay, then what you want to hear? What genre? And he was like, what genre? And I was like, what genre you want to hear? Like, whatever genre you want. And he was like, surprise me. And I was like, okay, I know Timberland likes to make pop music, so I'm going to play some pop music. So I played Better Say It's Me. And he was like, this song is fire. He was like, play me something else. So then I played him a reggae record. He was like, oh my goodness. Then I played him a record of me rapping. And he was like, oh shit. And I was just sitting there like, told you. He's like, I told you. Like, I'm not trash. I know I'm not trash. And then he was like, oh wow, I'm gonna follow you. And then he followed me, and then he actually sent me his number.
Yeah.
And then like a week later, he reached out to Dallas.
Yeah, man. It's hard. We all know me, Tim. Everybody knows. It's like everybody knows it's hard to find an artist that got that much talent. Yours, you reek of it. And like just like I said, you look at the Instagram or anything else, you're like, okay, she's working. You've been dropping some gems, man. So I'm glad you stopped by. I got you to sit on the couch for a minute.
Yeah, I'm glad I stopped by
for a minute. So let me ask you this: if there's anybody you would like to collab with, or be on tour with, or work with?
There's a lot of people.
Who's your idols? Because everybody has, all of us have those idols.
I would love to work with Lil Nas X, because I think he's fire. He's a superstar. Lizzo.
Oh, yes, he's awesome.
Popcorn. He's a reggae artist. Well, dancehall artist. He's fire. Davido.
Davido's dope.
Davido is crazy. Bizkit. I really want to do something with Bizkit. I feel like we'd go crazy on it.
I feel like we got to get some.
I feel like me and Lotto would go crazy too, though.
Oh yeah.
I feel like you can make that happen, though.
Yeah, I can make that happen. We'll reach out.
There's a lot of people. Rihanna, if we could have make that happen.
You got the islands, you know what I'm saying?
I just need you to sign it off. Just let it go. I promise I won't upset you.
Yeah, I feel like we can call everybody on the list. Just be like, they're gonna see you anyway in a minute.
Yeah, they can see.
If you haven't seen her yet, you should go see her now. Just go look up Kaelyn Kastle. You can look on YouTube. You can look on TikTok. You can look at Instagram. Look at the videos. Go to Spotify. Go to iTunes, Apple Music. Look up Kaelyn Kastle. Listen to the music. Get acquainted with it now, because superstars are hard. You know what I'm saying? No, for real. That's our show though for this day. Always say, keep your mind on your music and your money on your mind. Another great episode. We'll see y'all next time. Peace. KK is dropping some knowledge for them, bro.
And you know what? She had a long grind. Coming from another country, being from a whole nother part of the world and coming here and trying to find this dream and to be here sitting with you, I know that feels good.
I mean, she's another example of letting you know you can do it. And if you work hard and really focus and schedule yourself out, like Kaelyn said, you can do anything you want to do, you know what I'm saying? As long as you keep your mind on your music and your money on your mind. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever forget that part right there.
That's important.
This is a great show. Make sure you watch us. Make sure you subscribe.
Like, comment.
Turn on your notifications.
Yep.
Tell your friends. Tell them we got the dopest show popping. Make sure you check us out, because once a week you get another one. And on top of that, if you want some exclusive gems just from me to you, then it's only exclusively on DAD Share. So go to www.daddistro, click on the Web3 button. You'll see all the episodes pop up, or you'll see a link that's going to pop up on your Facebook page or something like that if you're special. You know
tap in.
Y'all see y'all next time. Peace.
I'm going 8. Water, water, water.